Now you have to hear the words of wisdom on all these races. And we'll start with Paul Kealy on the Supreme Novices Hurdle. Paul, big news today. Moonracer may go for the champion hurdle. How does that shake it up?
Well, if you back Moonracer, you're going to be shitting yourself for a couple of weeks, that's for sure. He actually took a massive walk out on the exchange market. He hit about 80 for the Supreme, I hear, and got back to about 12 for the champion hurdle, which is a stupid price, even if he's a definite runner. He's obviously a player in this race if he runs. My preference would be for Ballyandy. The Betfair hurdle form, I think, is rock solid. He moved clear with the times. The third, beaten 5 or 6 lengths, Klein was officially £5 well in the race. And I just think he's one of those battle-hardened horses. He's done it. He's run up the hill in the bumper. And you've got to take on Mellon. I mean, it seems every year I come to these things, you know, Willie Mullins has the obligatory favourite, and I say it's a shit price, and then it bolts up. It didn't happen last year. No. But this one's got to be the worst price of all. He's won one race against a horse called Broken Soul, who ran in 6 bumpers before winning one, and then got turned over at 4 to 11. So he's a dodge pot. The other 18 in the race that he ran weren't off a yard. None of them tried to get anywhere near it, and the time was shocking. Well, you know, it is a dreadful price. Now, obviously, it's Willie Mullins. He's got loads of great horses in the yard, and they seem to have some confidence in him. But in pure form terms, he's a ludicrous price. So
Mellon, a ludicrous price. Ballyandy for Paul. Noel Hayes.
Paul is right. I hope Moonracer runs in it because I'd have him the bet of the week. He's got tremendous course form. He's a graded winner on the course over hurdles. It all stacks up for me. Obviously, he's an 8-year-old, and they're thinking of going for the champion hurdle with him. I hope they reverse out of that.
Would you back him for the champion hurdle if he ran in the champion hurdle?
No. It's a big difference beating a one-race horse called Mellon versus horses like Petit Mouchoir and you know all of the good horses that are as candidates for the champion hurdle. I do agree with Paul. Mellon is a stupid price. I mean, it's hype and overdrive and all that sort of stuff. He may well be as good as the hype suggests he is, but we don't know enough about him to suggest that he's this price he should be.
But here's the deal. You're a bookmaker. And everybody always says about these Willie Mullins horses, if they weren't trained by Willie Mullins, they'd be twice the price. But if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. And they are...
But in fact, this
they
guy
are trained by Willie Mullins, and Willie Mullins has got a ridiculous record at Cheltenham. And if he says it's the best, then who are we not to believe him?
He wouldn't even be twice the price. He'd be 5 times the price.
Exactly.
So I think what we know is, or what it seems like we know is, that Mellon is the best of the Willie Mullins novice hurdlers. I would have the suspicion that they're not a vintage bunch this year. So he's the best of what he has, and he's putting his best foot forward. I prefer Bunk Off Early to Mellon, his own stablemate. He ran a cracker into the light over 2-2. He's by Zebedee. He would have hated the ground. And I think stepping back to 2 miles on better ground, I'd much in a match bet, I'd take Bunk Off Early all day.
All right, Bunk Off Early for Noel if Moonracer runs in the champion hurdle. Paul likes Ballyandy. Rich, this Mellon. Are you a Mellon man?
Listen, anytime Willie is that bullish about a horse, you have to pay attention to it. I'm not personally impressed by the form. We have a horse called Ribbon Light that would be the best horse in the race if there weren't any hurdles. He's, he works very, very well at home. He's a great workhorse. He can't jump a twig. I'm sure he'll probably run. And we'll see. Maybe he's the next Melbourne Cup horse we have. I would disagree with Noel. I think Willie's best novice hurdler is Let's Dance. But she won't go for the race.
I was talking to Let's Dance's owner earlier on, and she was saying that he had a good chance.
She has a very good chance. Yeah. Yes, but Let's Dance is the. That's right. But I think that Mellon is a crazy price. Maybe he'll be that good. I don't know. It's wide open. I can't have Moonracer. I can't have Ballyandy because I don't think the form of the bumper was brilliant. My pick. Who did I say last night? I said Neon Wolf, but he won't run here.
You said Ballyandy.
You said Ballyandy, yeah.
On retrospect, but I think he was the best of a bad lot. It's not a vintage year in Ireland for novices. Ballyandy, I suppose, has some form in the book at Cheltenham. But I can't have anybody. I would do a... there you go. Neon Wolf if he can.
He hates Ballyandy, he loves Ballyandy. Neon Wolf's going to run in the other race. Joe Tizzard.
Original Ballyandy, I thought running in the in that competitive handicap made him good. Neon Wolf won't be there. It's pretty much certainty because it's not going to be soft ground on the first day.
And that's a nice segue into the Neptune Investment Novices.